I'm going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to Cub Scout Roundtable Breakout for August. Thanks for being here. It's great to have you. As always, go on and grab a seat. First things first, attendance, please. Name, rank, serial number. And do your best to write legibly, if you would, please. If you give me an email address I can read, it's valid. I will send you an email at the end of the evening this evening before midnight, I promise, with a pointer to a location in the Google Drive where all of those handouts will be in digital format, PDF files, as well as my slide deck will be available to you to download and have for all eternity if you wish and refer back to. So make sure you sign in and give me a valid email address. There are two other reasons why I asked for sign-ins. One is that your pack, if you're here as a pack member, gets credit for sending you here. And if some of you have received an email from me over the past week that started, I have you listed as a scout, as a Cub Master, or a committee chair, and I haven't seen you at Roundtable. That's the nasty gram. The rest of you got the, hey, I'd love to see you at Roundtable again. You don't want to be in the nasty gram because it's going to start to get nastier with Brian and some of those guys. We want to get people to their units to send them to Roundtable. So sign in and get your pack that credit so we know that your pack is sending people. It doesn't matter if it's a den leader or a Cub Master or a committee chair. We just want that engagement. Second thing is that if you are working on your den leaders training, scouters training, Scout Master, Cub Master's key, that sort of thing, one of those requirements is to engage with the district at Roundtable, powwow. I guess we have the University of Scouting here. And if it ever comes up, did Scouter Joe actually come to Roundtable? We have the records. So know that that's there for you. If you're not familiar with Scouters Training Award, Den Leaders Training, come ask. I can point you to some things. It's good things. So please do sign in. For those of you who've been living under a rock for the past 3 months, welcome back, and there's been some news. I'm a little surprised that nobody has mentioned it over there, but I wanted to cover some of these things that have been happening over the past few months because I've seen some news coverage that is terrible, absolutely awful, and I want to make sure everyone fundamentally understands what this means. I've got 3 things I'm going to talk about. You probably know what my first one is. National Executive Board ratified the resolution changing the adult leadership standards across the entire nation. For most of us, it really doesn't matter. But effective immediately, what this means is chartered organizations have authority to select the adult leaders in their units that they charter with or without regard to sexual orientation or anything else. My recommendation for you, especially unit leaders, if you're a Cub Master, committee chairs, chartered org reps, make sure that you understand, make sure you talk to your chartered org reps, make sure that they know that the chartered organization has this authority now to make this decision. The important thing to know is the default is to be inclusive. If you have a chartered organization and they wish to exclude any group of people for any reason, it could be we don't want Cub Masters with red hair. They can do that. It's okay. That's their choice. That's their thing to make a policy if they wish, and then they would convey that back to us as unit leaders. A charter organization can basically exclude people for any reason they want to, but the most important thing is most charter organizations don't, which is great, but the default is to be inclusive. And that puts the onus on us as unit leaders, as committee chairs, as Cub Masters to recruit good people and to do our best. And National Council still requires that all potential volunteers subscribe and abide by the Scout Oath and Law. That's very important. That's fundamental. There is the Declaration of Religious Principle that's on the adult application. And there's always the demonstrate at all times, as best we can, good conduct and respect for others. Committee chairs and chartered org, this is your job, to recruit good adult leaders across the board. Does anybody have any questions about this? Yes?
Where is that first policy posted?
The original policy that was rescinded?
No, the one you just showed us 1 page back, this
Okay.
one. I have private schools I want to recruit in, and they're
Here's the thing.
particularly sensitive about this right here.
Here's the thing. There was a policy. This is not a new policy. This is the rescinding of a previous policy. We're back to where we were in 1993.
Okay.
I may be able to find...
You see where I'm going, right? Is
To-
I gotta have something to give these people to say, hey, guess what? Here's where we're at.
Okay.
We're inclusive. blah,
In
blah,
terms
blah.
of the charter organization and what their policy is or what they want?
No,
or-
in terms of, if I wanna go into Captain Gable,
Yeah,
right? If
Yeah,
I
okay.
wanna go into French American,
okay.
they wanna know that I'm inclusive.
I would think that you would want to get a policy statement from your charter board to
okay?
say we are inclusive or we have no policy.
Not from
We-
the district.
No, the district has absolutely no say in this at all anymore,
Okay.
at all. District says you choose who you want. And realistically, there are 3 signature lines in the adult application. There's the committee chair, there's a charter board rep, and district executive. And the DE basically just signs and says, yep, I got this, and it's all filled out and done. And then they do background checks.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So if you need to go to places like that to essentially prove to parents or whatever that we are inclusive, I would talk to your charter board and say, let's make a statement.
We
You
get
know,
it signed and we.
because it wouldn't necessarily need to have a policy to be inclusive, but if you want to go and have that, or for me, if I have somebody come to me as a committee chair, I'm just going to have this conversation and say, we have a policy, we don't have a policy, this is what it is, this is who we are. And for where I'm at right now, I have not been told by my charter board anything, so by default, I take everyone and judge them individually. So, if you think you need something, I would definitely talk to your charter board. Does that help answer the question?
Not really.
Okay,
There's
sorry.
been too much bad press on this.
I completely
You follow
agree.
me? If I show up and
absolutely
just say, hey, it's all better, and then they give me the stink eye like, yeah, right, you know?
The other half is, there was a really good video produced by BSA President Robert Gates. And he very delicately put this, but it doesn't go all the way down to the district level. It goes to, this is how it works nationwide, and why. I don't know exactly how to produce or who would produce what you're looking for, to be honest. Other than, I guess, the unit could write something and have a statement.
Well, I'm thinking about just, I mean, I go Google like USA Today News on this topic, but I hate to hand them secondhand stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly. You might ask Brian Blatchley if there's something. If there's anything at the district level or the council level, he would know about it.
Okay.
But my understanding right now is the council is just, well, there's all of a sudden no policy. Go forth and do scouting.
Awesome.
Yeah. Anybody else, any questions, concern? I mean, I don't want to vet concerns and stuff. We all have our personal opinions. But it's important to educate our charter organization leadership and our charter board reps so that we have that conduit, that conversation. Please note that sexual issues should not be discussed in the scouting context, with, in my personal opinion, youth protection being the exception. We're not here to talk about these things. In fact, if it gets back to the scouts, we've done something wrong, especially at the Cub Scout level. For me personally, this speaks to the 5 things that really, in my opinion, don't belong in scouting. Tobacco, alcohol, gambling, illicit drugs, and sex. They just don't belong in scouting at any level for any reason. 2, position-specific leader training is now going to be required for all direct contact leaders. I've been stumping this for 3 months. I'm tired of it, but I'm going to go really quick. Direct contact leaders, Cub Masters and Assistants, Den Leaders and Assistants, all levels. What is fully trained? Your YP has to be valid. We'll get back to that in a second. And your position-specific leader training, you have to have gone through that. That's, if you've been a Den Leader, you have to do Den Leader training. If you're a Cub Master, go through Cub Master training. If your pack has greater than 0 people who are direct contact leaders and are not fully trained, your pack will, as the council promises, not have recharter post, which means your pack will cease to exist as of January 1st, 2016. Don't let that happen. Okay? You can get trained, or your volunteers, in 4 different ways. The easiest one is online at the e-learning tool, probably the same place you did your youth protection. Please note, I have been told as of September 1st there will be a new e-learning tool on my.scouting.org, not myscouting.scouting.org. I know, it drives me nuts too. You should get an announcement at some point in your email, and the login is the same. It should be the same. The interface is completely different if you're not familiar with it. If you're not a community chair, if you're not a unit leader, and you're not accustomed to that, it's different. It feels different. You'll get used to it. And I believe there's going to be updated training on that. You know anything about that, Margo? Updated training? Probably not, right? On my dots? Yeah, okay. Thanks for being here. If you don't do it online, you can do monthly trainings with Margot. She's taking this month off, but she'll be back next month to do Cub Master training. Coincident with Roundtable. They started about half an hour earlier, about 6:30. In October, they'll be doing Den Leader training. So this is a great opportunity. She does a fantastic job to do that. Aside from that, the district has a training session coming up on September 12th. It's Omnibus. If you go to that, you get trained in everything. Den Leader, Cub Master, Pack Trainer, Committee Chair, Committee Member, the whole bit. Shoot match, shotgun. It's fantastic. It takes 3 hours in the morning. She does a fantastic job. If that doesn't work, the fourth option is individually with Pack Trainer, a district volunteer, somebody who's willing to sit with you and go through the slides and say, here's how this works. Questions? Yes?
Is there going to, would this on September 12th be a way for everybody to come and get youth protection updated? Or is there a way of being able to do that even as a group, so that way we just schedule it, it's like everybody show up, everybody gets their youth protection done, and we're done?
That's a neat idea. I like that. I don't.
Just because you're going to be requiring it yearly now?
That's my next slide. I don't know. That's an excellent suggestion, though, and I'll see if I can plug somebody. Yes?
You might be able to do a scout you.
Well, yeah.
That's a little late.
But, yeah.
Because recharter is going to be October-ish, and they want to have everybody by recharter. Also, I'll see if I can plug somebody's ear. It might be a little bit late, but really what it comes down to is watching a video for about 40 minutes and having a few discussions. That's it. It is pretty easy to do online.
Yeah, I was just trying to make sure
that
that everybody gets it done, because
If-
I have my pack tends to put everything off,
It's the
and then
very
it,
last minute.
and I'm.
What's your role out of curiosity in fact?
I have 4 hacks.
Oh, lovely.
Webelos, Wolves, Advancement,
What do you register as? You know?
Webelos.
Okay.
No, Advancement.
Okay. Chartered org reps could do this. If you're, I'm sorry, chartered org rep and or unit leader, if you're a Cub Master and or a committee chair, could sit everybody down and just, here we are, we're going to do YP.
We're doing it on we're doing our meeting on Sunday.
Yeah, and that would be a way to do it. And those key 3 can actually mark everyone below
They
them.
can, okay, that was
So
gonna be.
that's the other way to do it.
Oh, perfect.
So that's
Check, it's what we're doing on Sunday.
There you go. Just find the right slides. There is a video, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And then the person has to go in and mark all those people in, again,
In
my
the-
dot
yeah.
scouting as yes, they completed their training.
Perfect.
Other questions about?
Thank you.
Yes.
So, are there any new mandatory positions on recharter this year that would require this training? Like, is assistant Cub Master a mandatory position this year?
No, you don't have to have an assistant Cub Master in your pack. You have to have a committee chair, a chartered org rep, a Cub Master, a den leader, and a committee member. And the committee
Same
chair
person.
and the COR have to be the same. Can be the same person. You don't have to be. So no, there's no change in that. The only change is that if you have one, they have to be fully trained.
Right.
Other questions? Yes.
How many do you have to sign up or to show up?
For 12th, you should send an email to Mary right in the back there. You turn around and let her know that you want to come. Yes.
So the specific leader training that I took at University of Scouting last November is
Okay.
still good?
If you took that and it's the same role that you're in right now,
Mhm.
you should be good.
Okay.
Um,
So, but anybody else who wants to take it, go to University of Scouting in November, it's gonna be too late.
What's
Sorry.
going to happen at university, I've heard, is that if you're not trained and you sign up to come to University of Scouting, they're going to vector you off for the first session, no matter what you sign up for, and you're going to go get trained. It's
Good.
kind of last ditch. So one of the flyers over here is what I created. It's a schedule for the next few months of all the trainings. It's a summary of what I just presented here. And on the back is a nice little flow chart of what it takes to become trained in Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, venturing. I like this. I make it every month. Please take it with you if you're a unit leader or a committee chair. If you recruit a new den leader, you can give them an application and give them this and say, here, go get trained. Works for me. Further questions? I gotta move on. We're gonna be here for a while. As was alluded to, youth protection is going to be required every year. It's actually an area policy change. Region 1, Area 1, Western Region, I believe. So all of the councils in our little area here it's a pilot program. You're required to take it. So basically when you submit recharter, your committee chair, your unit leader, whoever it is that's submitting recharter, every single person will have to have a YP taken date in 2015. It doesn't expire after 12 months. It's that you have to take it this calendar year. And that's effective as of September 1st, essentially, they're gonna do it, a recharter. This is a good thing, actually. I've seen, and actually Phil could attest to me, that we went on a hike a couple months ago, my pack, and one of my den leaders had a couple of scouts with him, and then one of the young ones, I gotta go to the bathroom. Fine, let's go to the bathroom. 90 seconds later, my brain went, oh, no! And he was gone. And Phil caught him, didn't you? I heard you caught him, and that's awesome. And I forgot to thank you for that on Tuesday. So that's the kind of thing that we're trying to avoid, is the, oh no, the one-on-one thing. And that's why we're going through this pilot process to see if that helps, because council districts have noticed that this kind of thing is happening. And it almost happened in our pack. So it's good. Just get everybody trained, let everybody know, get the word out. Adult leader applications have changed. And as of October 1st, they will not accept the old applications at the Scout office. Look for the code at the bottom right of 115. And it's not that different than the last one. What it does is it allows the council to do further, more in-depth background checks. There's more left-hand column questions and things like that. So all of these things are kind of summarized on this handout. Somebody doesn't know what side is up. It says spread the word. It says do you know it's over there on the table. Please take a handful home and pass them out as you need them to your unit. The synthesis of this is for a successful recharter, you need everybody to have a 2015 YPT date. All your direct contact leaders will be fully trained. And if you have new applications, make sure the 2015 version. Again, handouts in the back. Further questions? Okay, that's the news, sports, and weather. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mike Volz. I am the Cub Scout Roundtable Commissioner here for the Sunset Trail District. I kind of love my job. I get to imbue to you people as best I can, educate, enlighten. And my partner in crime is Daryl. He can't be with us here this evening, unfortunately. He will be here next month to talk about den discipline, codes of conduct, and stuff like that. So tune in for that. We are resources for you. If you have questions, if you have concerns, if there's something not working, please send us an email, give us a phone call. We're happy to help. We get a quick show of hands. How many Cub Masters? I'm working with a couple, okay, and assistants too. Okay, how about den leaders? We got den leaders, yeah. Lots of den leaders and committee members, charter board reps, all the rest. Okay, so we got a good mix. That's good. I'm going to skip this because we don't have a lot of time. So this is our agenda for today. We've been through the news, the welcome, and the introductions. We're going to talk about the Recruiter Award and how you can use the Recruiter Award to get your scouts excited about bringing their friends into scouting. And I love to talk about every month one award for scouts, and then of course one award that we as adults can earn. And today we're going to talk about the HODAG Award. You know about this, right? No? This is a good one. Does anybody know about the HODAG Award?
No.
Does anybody know what a HODAG is?
No.
You're going to learn. It's awesome. You know it? Oh, cool. We have a tree guy here. All right. We're going to talk really briefly about the September theme and the point of the Scout Law. I was asked to provide some of this. There's a handout right over there we'll talk about. And then finally, we'll get right into the interest topic of fall recruitment and how to do it really well. We'll wrap up with final thoughts and resources. Questions before we go? Strap in. Okay, the recruiter strip is fantastic. This is something that, as a scout, you can earn and wear on your uniform right below your right pocket. We as adults cannot earn it. It's designed to recognize youth members who recruit a friend into scouting. That's really it. Or a sibling, really. There are no put in place distinct requirements from council or national. You as a unit, it would be a good idea to put together some kind of a policy of, okay, if Billy Cub Scout talks to a friend about how much fun Cub Scouting is, and a friend comes and joins, recruiter strip. Or does that have to be something else? It really should be something that you talk about as a committee, as a group of leaders. Any registered Cub Scout is eligible. One patch only. You can't have a stack if he recruits all his friends. I've seen it. It's weird. Right before the right front pocket. Use it to your advantage. Get your scouts excited. One of the things that I like to do, it was about a year ago, we had a scout recruit come in actually had two, in April, March-ish. And we brought these two scouts up to introduce them at this PAC meeting. Scout number one, his mom brought him. Yay, okay. And then scout number two was recruited. I said, it was Gus actually. Gus, you know, how'd you learn about us? Well, my friend Chase. And so I brought Chase up, and Yay, and we gave him the recruiter strip and we showed it. It was awesome, and Chase is so excited. He comes back, and pretty quick I got 6, how many do we have, 6, 7, or 8 wearing the recruiter strip in our back now? It's fantastic. They're all excited. I like to bring them up and have recruiters moment. Join the recruitment team. Make it work for you. Make them excited about it because they love wearing these things. Again, there's no distinct requirements from national, so make your own. Any questions? Fantastic. They're cheap too. It's only like $1 or $2. We can't earn the Recruiters Award. It's our job to recruit. But the HODAG Award is one thing that we can earn. This is one that not a lot of people know about. The HODAG is a hoe-like tool that's used to plant trees. And it's an old name for a tool that's known today as a HODAD. You can go and buy this. And it's like a big handle with a big blade, and it's really cool. Professional tree planters use these today, the HODAD. The award is designed to encourage and recognize service rendered to council properties. You can earn this as a 14-year-old or older in Boy Scouts, or you can earn it as an adult. And over here in the back, I've got a bunch of sheets, if you've noticed. You cut this into quarters, and you've got yourself a little record card that you can take with you whenever you provide service. If you go up to Aubrey Lodge and help clean up, or if you go to Cub World and help get ready for camp, or Camp Ireland, if you volunteer to help get ready for a Cub Scout shootout, for instance, take a card, get it signed, get your thing. And 25 hours of service, you get yourself a HODAG award. The gold's a little bit more challenging. It's another 25 hours of service, and then there's a thing about an adopt a project that's kind of squishy. Usually you'll talk to a camp ranger about that. But this is cool. I was at Cub World about a week and a half ago. They had an amazing staff, and the thing that I noticed was at least 4 of them had this on their uniform. I saw at least 2 or 3 silvers and 1 gold, and it was neat. I talked to one of the guys about it, and it was just, yeah, we're here, we're doing this, and it's just great to give service, and you get to wear this neat thing in your uniform. You get to have people, what is that? You get to tell them. So consider that, especially as you age out. If you go into Boy Scouts with your youth, you'll probably start to see this more. You'll probably start to offer service at camps more. Order the Arrow does service at camps quite a bit. So keep that in mind. Any questions? It's kind of a cool thing. Okay, I'm going to skip doing a cheer this time because we're short on time. It was asked of me to talk about the point of the Scout Law and the theme for the month, in our upcoming month in September. Our point of the Scout Law for our PAC meetings and our den meetings is clean. The nice thing about clean is that it's really easy to tell our Cub Scouts what clean means. They know what clean is. They know the simple version of it. But we as den leaders, as Cub Masters, we can have a Cub Masters Minute and go into greater depth. And this is what the Boy Scout Handbook says about keeps his body and mind fit, high standards. For Cub Scouts, you might skip the 3rd one. That was actually added in 2009. You might generalize. You might say something about avoiding the bad things out there. But keep the home and community clean. This is what's in the Boy Scout Handbook. You can use that as you wish. Some ideas for pulling clean into your PAC meetings. There are some great service projects you can do. We had last month, we talked about Clean Water Services has a storm drain effort they're doing. If you go back to our YouTube channel, link at the end of the slides, last month's presentation, the gal talked about that for about 10 minutes. It is a fantastic project. It doesn't take very long, and you're helping to keep the streams clean and all that kind of good stuff. You could do a neighborhood litter pickup, recycling, that kind of stuff. At your PAC meeting, at your den meeting, consider doing uniform inspections. Make them fun. Don't be the uniform police, but there's an element of, are you clean? Is your shirt tucked in? Are you wearing the right, there's clean to that. And then there's a whole series of adventures, most of them elective, and then Bare Necessities also has some clean elements in it that you can consider tackling for the month of September if you want to really pull in this theme of clean. The official theme is Cubservation. I'm not sure exactly what that means. There was some verbiage I pulled. The idea is that we choose to leave a legacy, make it a positive one, good moral choices, and the impact that we each have on the environment around us. This is some stuff, if you're a Cub Master, you could use if you want to do a couple-minute Cub Masters Minute on clean at the beginning of your September PAC meeting, or the end, or the middle. whenever you do that. Just a few suggestions. Do you have any questions about that? Any thoughts on cleaning? All right.